What's up, guys? This day was extremely stressful and like crazy. And what's crazy about it is that there's a lot of stress and not a lot of miles, which is probably not that uncommon of a story. But it was like one of those things where I had these short runs. I probably didn't even get 200 miles today. It was so stupid. I won't bore you with all the details. Everything was going really smooth earlier in the day, and I even got some food at Denny's, which was great. I was like so happy to get that. I needed it. I'm parked at a TA, and I'm going to the Loves that's next door to go take a shower because I have one shower point at the TA, and I try to use those. I try to save those, and I have like 48 shower points at the fucking Loves. I'm supposed to go back to my home terminal tomorrow for my home time and have a few days off, which is really nice because I have shit to do and I need to get my mail, like all this stuff, you know, time sensitive things. So I get back to my home terminal today because I had to drop a relay load off there. I was coming down from Milwaukee and it was all smooth sailing, you know, everything was going good. Had to pick up this load in Joliet. It was like a bunch of relay shit today, short loads. And then I get down there and I finish the load that I have, which is a high security load. So you have to like get a kingpin lock and you have to get a special trailer lock, and it has to be like, you know, very securely locked up. So I get all that shit done, and then I'm like waiting for an assignment. They finally send me one, and I realized that with this huge snowstorm that's supposed to come through the area tomorrow, through the Chicago area, there's no way I'm gonna make it back to the home terminal in time for my home time. It's just not gonna happen. And I'm so irritated because the planners know what your home time is, when it's supposed to be, and they should know how long things take, but they didn't plan it right. Even though their job is planning, that's their whole ass job. But I didn't recognize that right away though. So I already had gotten an empty trailer, and I start going from the terminal. I leave and I'm on my way to this. It's a yard I've been to a couple of times in Chicago, the one off Pulaski that's super tight in that neighborhood. And I'm driving and I'm like, I better check if this load is going to be ready today, if I can pick it up today. No, you can't pick it up today. They're not open till 6 a.m. So that means there's even less of a chance that I would be able to get back to my home terminal, like no chance. I call the dispatcher and explain, and he's like, all right, let me get with the planners again. And so I'm like 2 miles away at a truck stop. I have to go back, get a different trailer for a relay that's going up to a different location in Wisconsin that's not as far. But then what happened was I thought I had an extra hour cushion of time to get to the truck stop up here that I wanted to come to, which is in northern Illinois, close to the Wisconsin border. Dude, the traffic was on a new level today, and it was accidents with gapers delays. And there were numerous spots where it was 294, it was 80 east, 80 west into 294. That shit was wild. It was next level, and I sat in that shit for so fucking long. So I actually started to go into violation as I was backing into my parking spot at this truck stop. And of course I had like 4 minutes left on my clock when I got into the parking lot, and I thought I was going to be able to get in a spot, but then my brain starts being crazy and it's dark as shit and I can't get into the fucking spot. And there was a ton of spots in there, but they're all those kind of dramatically angled spots that can be tricky to get into, and it's dark as fuck. So I was like in violation for about somewhere between 10 and 30 seconds before I pulled the brakes, and I immediately called our safety department and told him, and he's like, it's like, you weren't on the road anymore. It shouldn't be too bad. I fucking hope not. I'm stressed. That was a 14-hour non-stop. I ran my ass off today, and I did not make any money today. When you have a day like this where your stress level is this high and that's how little you make, it's like, fuck, what am I doing with my life? But I mean, that's how it goes. Tomorrow's going to be a snowstorm, driving in a snowstorm, and we'll see how that goes too, because I'm going to blame the four-wheelers, man. They're the ones that make the roads suck so much. I find myself frequently missing the times during the pandemic when there was no traffic. I know that sounds twisted, but I fucking miss it because it was so much easier to get around, and there are so many people who should not, I repeat, should not have a fucking driver's license. because they don't have the sense that God gave a fucking turnip. That's my report for today. Merry Xmas, y'all. I just want to make a quick little video. I'm stopped at a Love's. I'm a little over an hour away from the Walmart DC that I'm dropping off to, and it's pretty anxiety provoking out there. The roads are bad. There's very poor visibility a lot of the time because the wind blows the snow, you know, and that's what they were talking about all day on NPR. I always listen to NPR like all morning. So I just am really hoping I will make it to this DC, and then that they'll give me something that is easy to bring back down, and I don't have to travel for any length of time with an empty trailer, because I don't want that today. It's not a good time to be on the road. It's pretty much like right now where I'm sitting, it's mellow, but once I get on the road, it's different. And there's a lot of trucks that just fly past me, and I'm just like, I would rather be going slower if I start to have traction issues. I already saw one nasty jackknife this morning, so no thanks. Wish me luck. Hello from very cold and very snowy DeForest, Wisconsin. I am picking up a trailer, and it's a really nice new looking trailer. At least the airlines are brand new. I think it's all new. It's been slow going. Ooh, I don't have a glove on my hand. I don't have gloves on, and I should have gloves on. It is extremely cold. The temperature is dropping fast, and I've seen probably 5 different jackknife trucks today. People driving too fast for conditions. I'm doing a max of 50 miles an hour only in some stretches. A lot of the stretches I'm doing 40-ish. And there's guys flying past me in the left lane doing like fucking 60. So if you want to take your life and the lives of others in your hands and risk ruining the fucking road for hours afterward, well, my answer to you is fuck you very much. Okay, I'm cold. I'm going in. So I'm back in my truck. Oh my god, my hands are like popsicles. I have a fuel stop next. And how far away is my fuel stop from here? I gotta check, but I'm probably gonna shut down for the night at the fuel stop. There's a Pilot like right across the street from the place they're sending me. And I'm not gonna do what I did last night, because that was a stress fest. It messed up my sleep, because like the adrenaline of like trying to get somewhere with not enough time. It's like one of the lessons I learned from that experience is you always know Chicago area traffic is going to be a shit show, especially like when there wasn't even inclement weather yesterday. It wasn't that, but inclement weather was coming. Holiday is coming. Like I gave myself a window of an extra hour knowing that I would eat up most of that hour, and I basically didn't make it. It was like not enough time. So the lesson I take from that, don't try to go somewhere from that where you have to travel through the Chicago area to a truck stop and you need to get there if you have less than 4 hours, because you can't guarantee, you don't know how long it's going to take. You might get stuck in the worst traffic of your life for a full 2 hours solid. And if you're starting off with not enough time, the last thing you want is to have what happened to me last night and arrive in a truck stop parking lot, and in my case there was tons of parking, but I was struggling to park because I was so like heightened and freaked out. I need to start moving and stop talking. Anyway, don't screw yourself. Give yourself more time than you think you need. Not barely enough time. That's some rookie shit right there. This is how we learn. Oh, it's time for another microwave catch up. It is well below 0 with the wind chill tonight. Probably, maybe not more than 10 below. The coldest weather I've experienced is, I think it was January 2018 in Chicago, when it was 50 below with the wind chill. That was a really amazing experience. It was really humbling and mind-blowing and scary. You couldn't just drive. It was like really not smart to drive anywhere, because the cold at that level is disabling to like you, to vehicles. It cuts through you in a way that is hard to describe. It's really, really intense. And at the time I had done something stupid with my skin, so my face was all raw and irritated, and the cold wind blowing at my face was intolerable. I mean, obviously you're wearing like 1,000 layers, but anyway, so this feels very cold, but after experiencing that, nothing feels quite as bad. It just sucks that whenever you walk anywhere outside, at least for me, my eyes just nonstop water. But I am stopped at a truck stop after a long day of driving in the snowy conditions, and I'm glad to be done, very glad. and dealing with some frozen brakes today. Had to crawl underneath the trailer that I picked up, which had just been dropped off not long before that, and hammer on the brakes to get them to release, and then roll the truck back and forth because I had help. I had help 2 different times today with 2 different trailers that had frozen brakes, and I'm really grateful for the help that I got. At the one stop, it was at the Walmart DC, this dude just comes over with his hammer and just starts helping me. I was like, fuck yeah, dude. And he was handsome too, and that was nice. I was just like, hey buddy, thanks for the help, I need that. It's just a beautiful experience when you're out here, and like the holidays are always a little bit sad for me, and I think it's like that for a lot of people, but like then being alone and you're trucking and you're in this punishing occupation and punishing weather, and then to have like any kindness towards you feels magnified. So I just feel really grateful for the people that have been there for me today, people I know and people I don't know. I'm so grateful. And while I'm on that point, I just want to give a shout out to, I don't know if anyone of these people would see this video, but the people who work in these truck stops, holy shit. I'm amazed. I see these guys, it's freezing fucking cold outside, and these guys are out there picking up garbage, like collecting garbage from the different cans and consolidating it and stuff, and I'm just like, you have to be out here doing this. Not only are you picking up garbage, but you're doing it in freezing conditions. They're keeping the showers clean, they're keeping the coffee machines going. Like, people, general public people who haven't worked in the service industry, not that I know I'm annoying by always going like referring to that, but I don't think people understand sometimes what it takes to keep something like this going. And the fact that so many truck drivers are fucking slobs, and there's a lot who are not, but just the things I see, I'm just like, you left a bottle of piss next to the garbage can, and it's maybe because the garbage can is full. Go find another one. It's full because these people are overwhelmed with the amount of work that needs to be done. It's not that they're not trying, you know? So you're gonna punish them by like leaving your piss bottle on the ground for them to pick up? Like, gross. Rant. I just always feel like if I won the lottery, I would fill a bunch of envelopes with like $5,000 in cash, and I would just go around to different truck stops and just give money to these employees so they can like have a treat, have something nice, pay off a bill, you know? They fucking deserve so much for what they do, and I just am really grateful for them. They help us keep going when our jobs are really hard and punishing, and you come to a truck stop and they're friendly to you, they greet you, they keep the shower clean for you, they clean up after you. They keep that coffee machine working for you and keep it full of fresh coffee beans, and like everything that they do, all the little things and the big things. I just am fucking thankful for them. So that's my shout out. I'm going to turn this off so I can eat the pot roast I just got from Denny's. Yes, I'm having Denny's a 2nd day in a row, but I am so craving some like comfort food. And I was just thinking, like, I wish I could go to someone's house for a family dinner. Like, oh, God, I miss that kind of thing so much. Someday. Have a good night. Good morning. Getting ready to head out. It is 30 below with the wind chill today. It's around 1 degree or -1. I'm in South Beloit in Wisconsin. Is that Wisconsin or Illinois? It's on the line. Anyway, it was kind of a weird night, and it's already kind of a tough morning. So last night I was in a dead sleep at it was like right at midnight, and I hear bang, 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 bang on my door. Okay, that's what I woke up to. And I thought, oh my God, is it one of the employees? Because I parked in a spot that was totally legit. Me and the guy next to me, though, were kind of like far forward from the other trucks around us because we were backed all the way up to the people that were behind us. You can't see the lines in the lot. It's all snowy. So I thought, it's something like that. I was in a daze because I was just woken up out of a fucking dead-ass sleep. And it's this guy, and he's like telling me how he has this story, how he needs money he needs food for his family, and he's freezing and all this stuff, and he's definitely fucking freezing because it's fucking 30 below, okay? And I was like, I'm so sorry. I said, can you go in the truck stop? And he's like, they won't let me in there. And I was like, okay, I'm so sorry. I can't help you. I have to go back to sleep. And I felt terrible. It took me a little bit to fall back asleep because I was worried about him. And the reality is that guy was on drugs. Like, of course he was on drugs, and he was looking for help for that. And I know that. But it's just such a fucked up situation because I can't even be angry at him for waking me up because it's just such a big, it's too much. I don't have time to go into it because I do have to try to get moving in a minute here. My pre-trip is officially done. My pre-trip timing, I already pre-tripped, but I believe these trailer brakes are frozen, even though I did not leave them set last night. And one thing my company does that drives me crazy is they have covers over the brakes, so it makes it much harder to release them when they're frozen. That, and I have a 20-ounce hammer, but I need a different type of heavier hammer to make it easier to release the trailer brakes. Yesterday I had help at the Walmart DC. Dude just swooped in and fucking helped me release my brakes without me having to do much of anything. But I was so grateful he did that because I watched him do it. So now I have an idea. Oh, I have to climb down and get on my back under that trailer and do that. And I'm willing to do that today. That's why I'm still bundled up. I got my winter coat on. I'm wearing so many layers on top of that thing that happened last night. And this morning when I went in, I talked to the employees and they said he's banned from here and a local truck stop, and he's banned from like another rest area around here. It's like, I have a lot of compassion for people in his situation. I don't think it's his fault. You know, I don't think people are bad people because they're so badly addicted and so desperate that they're out here when it's 30 below banging on truck doors, because I can only imagine what some of the responses are that he gets. I hope so much that he got somewhere warm. That's all I hope for him. I had a hard time staying warm enough in my truck, and I need to figure out if I have everything set right, because I'm like having to wear layers and I'm cold and my toes are cold and I'm wearing socks to sleep and all that stuff. And it's not like I can see my breath. It's not at that point, but it's a little colder than I think it should be. So it might just be because it's extreme temperatures right now. So maybe it's just that. And it's like I'm able to stay warm enough with layers of like blankets and socks and stuff. I always sleep with a hat because I got no hair. Anyway, wish me luck with these brakes. And if you're not a truck driver, especially, and you're seeing this, I want you to think about when you go to the store and you see everything that you want is on the shelves, think about what truck drivers went through to make sure you got that there, because it is really intense trucking in the winter. It is a whole different thing, and people go through a lot of stressful and dangerous situations so that you can have the stuff that you want to buy, and so I can have the stuff I want to buy. It's all of us out here, so thank a trucker, you know. No escaping pain, you belong to me. Clinging onto my CDL by the skin of my teeth, because I literally oh, I was just hooping and hollering in here because I crawled to line myself up to this spot, and I backed in ever so slowly because I was out of time, and I fucking woo! That's what they call adrenaline. That's what they call I'm not gonna sleep so good tonight. I just dropped off at a retail store, that like a hardware type store. I dropped off a load of insulation, which I've done this run a few times, and it's usually pretty easy, but sometimes it does take them a long time to offload, and part of the reason why is because the place that loads the trailers, they don't always do a great job of it. So when you open the trailer, shit just starts falling out, and it makes it really hard for them to take these big stacks of insulation off on a forklift and move it from one building to their other building. It took like 3+ fucking hours, dude. And I was thinking, oh, I got plenty of time. I thought they would be done in like an hour, and I would have 2 hours to get to the truck stop that's like an hour away. I thought I have like 2.5 hours based on the time I had when I got there. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Originally, my company was going to have me do another short run after this, and I was like, I don't think I'm going to have time, because then I'll end up being in a rush to the truck stop. Dude. And I could have gone to a truck stop that was closer, but they scheduled my first job in the morning at 5:20 a.m. Now, let me just put this in perspective. I woke up today at 2:30 Central Time, 3:30 Eastern, so I could be at my first drop off or whatever at 6. Because I need time to wake up. I can't just like get up and drive. I don't know how anybody does that. My brain needs time to wake up. So I already didn't get enough sleep last night because it was hard to try to go to sleep an hour earlier than I'm used to because of the time difference. Time differences, switching time zones regularly is really messes you up. Oh my God, dude. Best laid plans, you know. Sometimes you think something's going to take a certain amount of time, but one thing that you learn when you do trucking, always be prepared for plan B. And don't do what I did today. You should never run yourself so low on time that you have to like race and you have like no time and you're crawling into a parking spot. That's really not smart because, you know, I will say this for myself, I still maintained, you know, speed limits and stuff because I'm not trying to mess up my CDL. I'm not trying to get tickets and not trying to get in trouble with my company and all that stuff. But also, like, I'm also not trying to flip my truck. So when I'm going through turns that say 50 miles an hour, I'm still doing 45, even when I'm stressing the fuck out because I need to get somewhere yesterday. Oh my God, stress fest and a half. All right, I'm super fried and I'm about to nuke up some leftover pizza and fucking eat that and lay on my fucking shiatsu back massager and watch White Lotus because that's what I'm on now because I watched all of Succession. Man, that show is bomb. Anyway, dude, I don't even get it. It's like the Twilight Zone or some shit today. So my company, after I shut down with literally 30 seconds left on my clock, like no joke, they sent another driver here. And they didn't explain any of this ahead of time to me whatsoever. So apparently they thought I was going to, after being off my clock, let this other driver log into my truck so he could move my truck and take my empty trailer and hook me up to the loaded trailer he has. So we're in the back of this fucking pilot parking lot, and I guess they think that this dude is gonna sit here and do a double drop and hook while I'm on my reset and move my truck around. Abso-fucking-lutely not. I was like, I'm normally a kind of, not a yes person, I wouldn't say that, but I try to be agreeable and helpful. You know, if someone needs something, I'm like, let me do it. I'll go out of my way, you know? Not in my 10-hour reset when I gotta get up at fucking 3:30 in the morning. You guys are tripping. And this poor guy, this guy was a sweetheart. When I heard a knock on my door after the last time, I'm just like, oh fuck, what is it? What is it now? What is it now? And I was like so confused when he started telling me. I was like, wait, what? I couldn't understand because I'm like, my clock is done. Why are they sending me to, what is happening here? Because my company has a drop yard. It's like across the street from here. I'm just blown away by the stupidity of this whole thing. They made this guy drive from Chicago to Wisconsin to get a fucking empty trailer, okay? I don't know what's going on, but they need to talk to their vendors that they deal with or their company, their fucking whatever, customers, and get some of their empty trailers back because sending drivers on these fucking goose chases and trying to do what they just did with me and this guy tonight, they're tripping. Is all I can say, and I have to go because there's a pit in my stomach and I'm so fucking tired, and that's trucking.